Yeah, rest of you please mute yourself. Now let us start the class. In this session we are going to study myself Muhammad Ali Sheikh, Assistant Professor in School of Computer Science and Artificial Intelligence. Along with me we are having Anil Kushan sir as well as Kodanda Raman sir on this day. So now let us see types of softwares. Yeah. Before that, let us see some basics first. Then we are going to go with problematic part. So some basic theory we are going to cover now. So a software is a set of instructions. What do you mean by software? It is not a single instruction. It is a group of instructions. Sir, is this class for section E also? In section E, section F and section G we are having. Yeah, super sir. I'll make you co-host. Yeah, Raju Bini sir is also with us. So this class is for section E, F and G. 5x1 and 5x2 IP. Okay. So 5x1 and 5x2 you can cross check. Voice is not clear. Still, whether my voice is clear, somebody respond.
Clear, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Clear.
Yeah, please check your internet connection if the voice is not clear. Very good. Thank you. Now,
Clear,
let us
sir.
continue the class. Five by one as well as 5x2. Now, a software is a set of instructions. Instructions in the set what? You will be writing the code because you are a programmer. You will be writing the code. Now, that code is a group of instructions, a set of instructions, where an instruction may be a mathematical application or an instruction may be any processing or a controlling aspect. Whatever might be the case, you are going to write set of instructions. 1 second. Raju, make co-host. Okay, yes. Okay, my co-host concept is over. Now, software is a set of instructions, data or programs. All together, we are going to call it as a software used to operate computers and execute a specific task. What it does, it executes. Okay, it executes in the sense it is going to perform a specific task. We want to calculate some bill. We want to calculate some profit. We want to calculate whether it is a loss, etc. So, software is a set of instructions, data or programs used to operate computers and execute specific tasks. So, software needs a computer to execute. A software needs a computer to execute. Now, opposite of hardware, a software is a opposite terminology of a hardware. As hardware does, hardware describes the physical aspects of a computer. What hardware does? It describes the physical aspects of a computer. Whereas a software is a generic term used to refer to applications or scripts and programs that run on the device. Scripts as well as programs which are going to run on a particular device. Altogether, this is the definition of a software. A software is a set of instructions, data or programs used to operate computers and execute a specific task. Opposite of it is hardware, which describes the physical aspects of a computer. What do you mean by physical aspects? What are the physical components that are integrated, like keyboard, mouse, etc., is called as a hardware device. Which governs or which runs a hardware device is a software. A software is a generic term used to refer to applications. A app is also called as a software. A script is also called as a software, or a program that we write is also called as a software. Now, what it does, it runs on a device. That device may be a computer or a mobile, whatever it might be. Now, let us see the next one. We are having different types of softwares, that is application software. In that, we are having these different types, that is engineering software. Engineering software deals with all the parts related to engineering. Engineering in the sense, we are going to deal with construction related tasks. Construction in the sense CAD, CAM, etc. are the softwares that are used specifically for engineering aspects. Then apart from that, we are having database softwares. A database software comprises of the storage capability in a database. Now what it has, or what are the examples of Oracle, MySQL, etc. are some of the examples. Now a database software is going to store the details, is called as a database software. Next one is browser software. A browser software is used to connect to internet. To execute a HTML program or any script is used by a browser software. Next one, web application. You are going to design web applications. For example, if you are designing a website, for that, whatever the tools and techniques that are required comes under web application. The tools and techniques that required to develop a particular website comes under web application software. For example, HTML is one web application software, SHTML, DHTML, many are there, Java is there, PHP, PHP is also there, which comes under web application. Next one is accounting software. Accounting software is used to manage the accounts, financial transactions. Okay, some of the examples of accounting software are accounting softwares. What we are having, I don't recollect as of now. I'll give the names in the notes, don't worry. Now coming to the next one is programming software. This is the software which is used to program. This is used to program. For example, C is a programming language, Java is a programming language, Python is a programming language. Now any language which is written by any program that is written by a user or a end user comes under programming software like C, Java, etc. Now coming to a application software is written almost maximum in high level language. An application software is written in high level language, and these are the some of the generalized types of softwares, that is engineering software, database software, browser software, web applications, accounting software, and programming software. Accounting software deals with all types of accounts related aspects. All types of accounts related aspects like some of the accounting softwares are Tally. We are having OS, AS, Odoo, many are there. Open systems are there like QuickBooks, etc. Okay, most oftenly we are going to use the Tally software for doing financial aspects. Next, coming to system software. A system software is a software that is used to manage the hardware devices. That is used to manage the hardware devices. All the apps which uses a mobile are examples of application software. Yes. All the apps which are used in mobile phones are also comes under application software. Yes. If it deals with database, it comes under database. If it is related to browser, then it comes under browser software, etc. Sir, I am from section F student. Can I listen to the class? Yes, everyone is welcome, but I don't know whether you belong to 5/1 or 5/2. Just clarify that. Otherwise, you will be losing the attendance. 1008. Now, a system software is a software that governs the hardware. That governs or that runs the hardware. Now, what it has first one is operating system. Operating system is a software that communicates or that runs hardware as well as software. In order to use a particular computer, it needs to have an operating system. It might be any device. It may be a mobile phone, or it may be a laptop, or it may be a desktop, or it may be any hardware which has a software requires a operating system to govern. Okay, operating system is an intermediate tool between an application software and a hardware. Operating system or system software is an intermediate between the hardware and the software.
Itu wantek kata computer
Somebody's talking.
అంటే రాకపోతాను అది గుర్తుకుంటుందా?
Anil sir,
నేను
please
నిన్నది
mute
ఇయ్యాల
all.
గుర్తుందా?
గుర్తు
Somebody's mute disturbing us. Thank you, sir. So, operating system. Then we are having device drivers. A device driver is a program that runs a hardware device like. For example, you are having a optical drive, a CD drive, a DVD drive. When you press a button, the tray has to open. When you open the folder, then the files has to be loaded. All this is performed by device drivers. So every hardware component will have its own device driver. A keyboard will have a device driver. Any hardware device such as a DVD drive, CD drive, etc., or it might be a hard disk, it might be a mouse. Everyone will have their own operating, that is, everyone will have their own device drivers. Next one is firmware. What do you mean by firmware? A firmware is a software which is permanently programmed. Like ROM is there. ROM is a chip. Now that chip is hardwareically embedded. That is, the software is embedded into it. Now, if a software program is permanently attached to a hardware device like keyboards, hard drives, BIOS, the best example is BIOS or ROM is called as a firmware. Means you are going to print the program on a hardware device. A manufacturer is going to print the program on a hardware device directly. We cannot modify the program once it is written. So the best example for a firmware is a BIOS or a ROM, BIOS ROM or BIOS, whatever you call, both are same, where the instructions are stored permanently. You cannot change the instructions, is called as a firmware. Next one, programming language translators. A programming language translator. Translator means what? Converter from one language to another language. Whenever we write the program, we are going to write the program almost like a English language. Okay, almost in English language we are going to write. But a computer doesn't know what is a high level language, what is a middle level language. It knows only the low level languages like zeros and ones. Now we need to get it converted into zeros and ones. What do you mean by BIOS? BIOS. BIOS means basic input output system. Whenever you switch on the system, you'll be getting a black screen. After that, the operating system will be loaded. Now in that time, we'll be getting IRQ, interrupt request vector table will be constructed. Now means a keyboard will have some address, a mouse will have some address, monitor will have some address. This all allocation as well as the starting address of the operating system is stored in BIOS. It is also called as ROM, ROM, read only memory, or BIOS ROM. Okay. That is the example, that is the abbreviation of BIOS as well as its contents. Now coming to programming language translator. A translator is required to convert a program into machine understandable code. A program into machine understandable code. Like in that, first one is the compiler. A compiler is a language translator which converts the entire program at once. It translates. Before that, it checks for errors. Okay, a compiler is going to convert a .c program or a .c++ program into a object file, .obj file. A compiler is a language translator that converts a C or C++ program into a .obj file which will be further executed. So we need a compiler to translate a C program. So another language translator is an interpreter. Interpreter is also a language translator, but it translates line by line. So the execution is faster than the compiler. A compiler compiles or translate the complete program, then only it gives the errors or etc. or executes the program. It doesn't execute the program. It simply converts a .c or C++ program into a object file. Whereas an interpreter executes or interprets line by line. That's why it is called as the fastest than the compiler. Now, Java uses interpreter. C uses compiler. That is the examples of the programming languages which use. Apart from these, many languages are there that uses compiler as well as interpreter. The next one is assembler. Assembler is a language translator that translates the assembly language. One more language is there called as assembly language. It will be having mnemonics. Okay. All the embedded system related programs are written in assembly languages once upon a time. What it has mnemonics. Mnemonics means ADD, some register comma some value, or register comma register. Okay. Now, a assembly level language program is translated into machine level language using an assembler. We don't have assembly language in our syllabus, but it is one type of translator, just for your information. An assembler converts the program which is written in assembly language into machine understandable code. An interpreter interprets program line by line. A compiler compiles the program whole at once, then it gives the errors. Once error comes in interpreter, the rest of the program also is considered to be errors. Whereas a compiler gives only the exact errors, syntactic errors. That we have to write a semicolon at the end, we are giving spaces, etc. are called as errors, syntax errors. Now, a compiler gives all the list of errors at once. Interpreter will give the error. For example, if you get the error at the 5th line, the rest of the program, the rest of the lines are considered to be errors in interpreter because it executes line by line and it stops there itself. Coming to assembler, assembler is a language translator that translates a assembly level language code into machine understandable code. So all the three are going to translate a program into machine understandable code. Any doubts here? There are only two types of softwares exist. One is application software, another one is system software. Application software and system software. Anything that you write comes under application software. Anything that is given by a manufacturer comes under system software. We are not going to write any system softwares. You can try later on. You can try your own operating system. You can try your firmwares, etc. Okay. IoT, in smart system design, you are going to write firmwares. In our syllabus, you are going to write programs that is going to use compilers. So this ends software. Now let us see the next concept. 1 second. Let us see the next concept. Data representation in a computer using a number system. Data representation in computer, which is also called as a number system. Now, what is a number system? A number system defines set of values used to represent a quantity. In order to represent a quantity, we need a number system. For example, if you are measuring number of eggs, you are going to call it as a dozen. The number system that you are going to use for measuring the eggs or bananas comes under dozens. Whereas the rest you are going to call it as, for example, you are having solid materials like dals, etc., rice, you are going to measure in kilograms. Nowadays, we are also measuring oils in kilograms, but we are going to specifically keep any liquid item to liters. Like that, we need a number system for measuring or defining set of values. Okay. The value of each digit in a number can be determined using the digit, the position of a digit in a number, the base value of a number system. So three things are essential. Which digit you are working on? What is the position of the digit in that particular number? Is it in units place or tens place or 100 place or 1000 place and so on? What is the base value? Is it base 2? If the base value is 2, it is called as a binary number. If you are having base 8, it is called as octal number system. If you are having base 10, decimal number system. If you are having base 16, base 12, then it is called as duodecimal number system, used by Romans for a specific purpose. We don't have all these things. Just for your information. Coming to hexadecimal, we are having 16 digits, 0 to 9 and A to F. Then we are having vegesimal, which is used by Meons, and one more is there, sexagesimal, which is used by Babylonians. Now, these are the different base values that exist in the world, but specifically we will be concentrating only on binary numbers. As per CSC we are having, or IP we are having binary. In coming to the next concepts, in the next year you are going to study the rest of the number system. Let us have a brief overview of this. Now, generally the data is represented in this format. We are concentrating on decimal number system. If you are having a pen and paper or a book, take it now. If you are having pen, paper and book, take it now. Let us do some mathematical aspects. Now, coming to decimal number system, we are having 0 to 9. Suppose if you want to represent 1, 2, 3, 4, just a second. Yeah, suppose we are using, we want to denote 1, 2, 3, 4. Can you see this 1, 2, 3, 4 over here?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now,
Yes,
in order
sir.
to represent 1, 2, 3, 4, we are going to say 4 is in units place, 3 is in tens place, 2 is in hundreds place, 1 is in thousands place. Okay, the same is done here. So what we are doing here, 4 into 1 is equal to 4 plus 3 into 10 equal to 30. So if you add both, you are going to get 34. Then 2 into 100, then 1 into 1000. 1 into 1000. This is how you are going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 100, 1234 in decimal number system. And the process starts from 10 to the power of 0, 10 to the power of 1, so on. How you got this? 1, 10 to the power of 0. Then 3 into 10, 10 to the power of 1. Then 2 into 100, 10 to the power of 2. Then 1 into 1000, 10 to the power of 3. So on. So this thing goes on. So as everyone knows about the decimal number system, we are going to go to the next slide. Now that slide is binary number system. Binary number system. The binary number system has only two values. That is either a value 0 or a value 1. 0 or 1. Only two numbers are there in binary number system. That is what the computer understands. Computer understands only binary number system. And what it has, the starting value you are going to consider as 2 to the power of 0, then 2 to the power of 1, 2 to the power of 2, so on up to n, 2 to the power of n value. Now, what is this? If you consider a binary number system, it is having the least significant bit and the most significant bit. The rightmost bit is called as the least significant bit and the leftmost is called as the most significant bit. Least significant bit and most significant bit. Any doubts here? If you consider any binary number system, the rightmost value is called as least significant bit and the leftmost value is called as most significant bit. Now, just note down this 2 to the power of 0, 2 to the power of 1, 2 square, 2 cube, 2 4 up to 2 to the power of n. 2 to the power of n. Now let us see one example. Now, how to convert a decimal number? See, if you see here, Here you are having 10.25 to the base 10. Now, this base 10 represents a decimal number system. If you are having base 2, it is called as a binary number system. If you are having a base 8, then it is called as an octal number system. Or if you are having a 16 base, then it is called as a hexadecimal number system. Here you are having base 10. So what we are saying, this 10 to the 0.25 is called as a decimal number system. Suppose if you are having 10 to the base 0.10 to the base 2, what do you mean by this? Now this is called as a binary number system, but binary number system should not have a dot. Okay, so you can, by seeing the number also, you can predict whether it is a binary number system or octal number system or a decimal number system or a hexadecimal number system. Now what we need to do, we need to convert this 10.25 to the base 10 to the binary number. So what we are going to do, we are going to divide, that is before dot and after dot, that is mantissa as well as exponential. You are going to separate this point, whatever comes after this dot operator, you are going to separate this, and before dot you are going to separate. So you are going to take 10 and you are going to make LCM. LCM with what? Binary number is called as 2. If you are using octal number system, you are converting to octal number system, then you are going to do LCM with 8. If you are doing with hexadecimal, make it as 16. Is that clear? So what we are going to do, take the value 10 and we need to do LCM. Now 2 5s are 10. So nothing is the remainder. Then take this 5 and again do LCM with 2. 2 2s are 4. 1 is the remainder. Then 2 1s are 2. Nothing is the remainder, 0. Now what is the equivalent value of 10? 1 0 1 0. One second. Now see the LCM. The same thing what we have done. 1 0 1 0. Now you need to write from bottom to top. What you need to do? You need to write from bottom to top. So first what you got? 1 you got. Down 1. Then you got 0. Write down the number as 0. Then you got 1. Write down the number as 1. Then you got 0. Write down the 0. So value 10 is equal to 1010. Value 10 is equal to 1010. If you want to try with some other value, you can try. Is this clear till this part?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Take a decimal to binary.
sir.
Sir, excuse me,
Before
one second,
dot.
sir.
Very good.
Sir,
Some
one second,
are there. For them, this is the first time. That's why I'm repeating. Now, what about the dot part? After this, we are having the dot part after dot. So what you are going to do, if you consider 0.025, 0.025. So what the first thing what we got is, 10 to the base 10 is going to give you 1010 to the base 2, 1010 to the base 2. Now what we need to do, we are having 10.25. Now we need to calculate this 0.25 value. So in order to do this, what you need to do is, you need to multiply 0.25 into 2. Those many number of times till you reach 0, 0. So what you need to do, you need to multiply 0.25 into 2. What is the result? 0.50. So it is not equal to 0, 0. After dot, you need to get 0, 0. Till that time, you need to multiply with 2. Till that time, you need to multiply with 2. So what you are going to do? You are going to multiply 0.5 you got. Now take this 0.5 and multiply with 2. So you got 1.00. You got 1.00. How many iterations you done? This is the first iteration. You didn't got the answer. In the second iteration, you got 0, 0. So one digit you need to make it as 0. Then make the remind, that is whatever you got, that is 1 here. So the 0.01 will be the value. Because we have iterated this process for 2 times. We have repeated this multiplication for 2 times. What you are going to write here? The answer is 0.1. That is 0.01. If one more time you have to multiply, then the answer will be 0.001. Okay. If you again multiply for 3 times, then you need to write one more 0. Okay, this 0 represents number of repetitions of multiplying. The first time you multiplied 0.25 into 2, you got 0.50. So what you need to write after dot? You need to write 10. Then again you multiplied 0.50 into 2. Now you got, after decimal point, you got 00. So whatever here you got in the numerator, write it after 0. So you are going to write 0.01. Already we got 10 to the base 10, 1010. So the result will be 1010.01. 1010.01. Any doubts here?
No, sir.
Very good, sir. We got some chats. Sir, explain once again. Okay. Nothing to worry. So let us explain once again. So we are having a number. This number is having base 10. Base 10 means it is a decimal number system. It is a decimal number system. What we need to do, we need to convert this into a binary number value, binary value. So in order to do that, before dot, whatever the value is there, you need to separate. You need to separate after dot whatever the value. So we'll be getting one value as 10, another value as 0.25. 0.25. What you need to do, you need to make the LCM of 10. Yes, what you need to do, you need to make the LCM of 10. 1 second, new share, whiteboard, share. So what you are going to do, one value is 10, another value is 0.25. This is what we are considering. So before, that is exponent value and mantissa part. For 10, what you need to do, you need to do LCM. If it is a decimal number system to binary, make it as 2. If it is a decimal number, that is a decimal number to octal, do the LCM with 8. If it is hexadecimal, do the LCM with 16. Now 2 5s are 10. So there is no reminder, write a 0. Then 2 2s are 4, 1 is the reminder, write down. Then 2 1s are 2, nothing is the reminder, write it 0. Okay, stop it here. Once we got less than 2, stop it here. So what is the value? You need to write from bottom to top. You need to go in this way. So the answer will be 1010 is the binary equivalent of decimal value 10. Is the binary equivalent of decimal value 10. So let us erase this one. 1 second. Now let us keep this aside. Now take the 0.25. So the answer for the first one is 1010. Then keep a dot. Because we are having a dot, 10.25 is the value. 10.25 is the value. Now 0.25 into 2. What is the result? 0.25 into 2, 0.50. 0.50. Now what do you mean by 0.50? Is it equal to 0.00? No. So just add a 0 to it. Just add. Yeah, I'll stop. This is not working. I think whiteboard is not working for us. Yeah. Now, first thing what we have done is we have done LCM part. LCM part we got 1010. So we got 1010. Okay. Then we are going to keep a dot. Now we have, that is 0.25 into 2 because it is binary conversion. Now 0.25 into 2, we got 0.50. We didn't got 0.00. If you get 0.00, stop it. Okay. 0.25 into 2, we are going to get 0.50. Just after dot, add a 0. Okay. One iteration is over. Now take this 0.50 and multiply it with 2. What is the result? Now you got 1.00. 1.00. Now stop it. Now take this one value. Take this one value and write it after 0. That is 1010.01 is the binary equivalent of 10.25. which is to the base 10. Which is to the base 10. Is it clear now? Is it clear now?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Good. Now let us
Yes, sir.
move.
Yes, sir.
Very good. Now let us move to the next slide. That is converting a binary number to a decimal number. Converting a binary number to a decimal number. Now just concentrate. Again, we are having two parts. That is 1010.01. I am taking a decimal value also because there is a chance that at the max we won't get any decimal part. Let us consider both of them. Now here we are having the values. Now if you recollect, we are having the table. The table is this one. So you are having 2 to the power of 0, then 2 to the power of 1, 2 to the power of 2, 2 to the power of 3, 2 to the power of so on up to 2 to the power of n. So what we need to do, just concentrate here. Take the first value and multiply it with 2 to the power of 0. Take the next value, then multiply it with 2 to the power of 1. Take the next value and multiply it with 2 square. Then take the last value and multiply it with 2 cube. Okay. Now after dot, you are going to get the values. Now do that in the reverse manner. Now here you are going to do 2 to the power of minus 1. Then here you are going to make into 2 to the power of minus 2. Multiply the values. Okay. The same thing is done here. Just concentrate on the first 4 digits. Now these 4 values, forget about the rest now. What we are doing, take the 0, write it here. Take the 1 value, write it over here. Take the 0, write it here. Take the 1, write it here. Okay, is this clear? Now 0 into 2 to the power of 0, 0 into 1. It is nothing but 0 into 1. What about this plus? 1 into 2 to the power of 1. 1 into 2 to the power of 1 is 2. 1 into 2, 2 plus 0 into 2 square, anything into 0, it is 0. Don't write multiplication there again. Then 1 into 2 to the power of 3. Anybody?
8.
8.
8.
Now 1 into 8. So what you got here?
8.
So here you got 8 plus 0 plus 1 into 2 plus 0 into 1, anything into 0 is 0. So you got finally the result as 10. Is this clear? So we
Yes,
want the
sir.
numerator part to be 10. The numerator part to be 10. After that, after dot, we are going to say 2 to the power of minus 1, 2 to the power of minus 2. Now let us see that concept. Now coming to the right side. Now, if you concentrate here, the first part is 0 into 2 to the power of 1, calculate it, then add 1 into 2 to the power of 2. If you are having any more numbers, then multiply with minus 3, minus 4, minus 5, so on. So the final value what we are going to get here is 8. So 0 into 2 to the power of minus 1, anything is 0. Now coming to 1 into 2 to the power of minus 2 is
1 by 2 square.
5. 1 into 2 to the power of minus 2 is 0.25. Because we are going to get 0.5, then you are going to divide it. That 0.25 you are going to get. Anyhow, so 8 plus 0 plus 2 plus 0 plus so 0.25, you are going to get the result as 10.25. Okay, any doubts here?
No, sir, nothing.
No, sir.
Very good. Lovely. Now, based on this concept only, the rest of the number systems are there. Though we don't have in the syllabus, just we are going to go one after another. The next one what we are having is octal number system. Octal number system is having 0 to 7. Anything that you are going to do the same task is using these 8 to the power of 0, 8 to the power of 1 and so on up to 8 to the power of n. So octal number system is having 0 to 7. Now let us see example 67. Just concentrate on the example here. Okay. Already we have done this in the previous class. For those who are new,
Your voice is
Now, here what we are saying is, here 67.0 you are going to divide with 8. If you divide, you are going to get 83 as the quotient and 6 as the remainder. 6 as the reminder. So all these are reminders. If you are getting reminders, you need to go from bottom to top. So the answer is 1, 2, 3, 6 to the base 8. So the answer is 1, 2, 3, 6 to the base 8. What you are going to do? 670 divided by 8, you are getting 83. Now write this 83 here. Again divide with 8. You are going to get 8 tens are 80. Break this 10. Again write down here. 8 ones are 8. Again divide 1 with 8. 8 zeros are 0. Remainder is 1. So you need to write from the bottom to top. You need to go from bottom to top. So answer is 1, 2, 3, 6 to the base 8. Any doubts here?
No, sir.
Is this clear?
No, sir.
Yes.
Sir.
Explain one thing.
Explain once again. Yeah. Now, suppose you are getting 670 or any number you get. Now, it is to the base 10. 670 to the base 10. Now, what you need to do, you need to convert it into an octal number system. Octal number system means you will be having only 8 values. In octal number system, you have only 8 values. So, what you need to do, you need to divide with 8. You need to divide with 8. What you need to divide? Take the value 670 and divide with 8. Now you are going to get 8 as the quotient. 883s are 662. 883s are 664, not 662, it is 664. Then you are going to get the remainder as 6. Remainder as 6, write down the remainder. Then take this 83 as quotient. Again divide it with 8. Again divide it with 8. 8 tens are 80. 3 is the remainder. Now take this 10 value and again divide this 10 value till. So you are going to do this repetition process till the quotient becomes 0. Till the quotient becomes 0. So again divide this 10 with 8. 8 ones are 8 and the remainder is 2. Okay. Then again take this one. Quotient, whatever you receive, till the quotient becomes 0, you need to repeat this division process. Now 8 zeros are 0, remainder is 1. So what you need to do, you need to write from bottom to top. You need to go always from bottom to top. So the answer is 1, 2, 3, 6 to the base 8. 1, 2, 3, 6 to the base 8. Don't tell 1236. No, in number system other than decimal, you should not say the number completely. You need to say 1, 2, 3, 6 to the base 8. Any doubts here?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Very good. So we got any chats? My voice is not clear.
You told that
Power number, how we are getting? See, based on the power number only we are deciding whether it is octal conversion or binary conversion. If it is binary, do the power part of 2. 2 to the power of 0, 2 to the power of 1, 2 to the power of 2, so on. If it is octal number system, you are going to do 8 to the power. That is the reverse of this process. Just wait. Whether my voice is clear, somebody is saying my voice is not clear.
so one doubt.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So you told that this
Ask the
test
doubt.
completed in previous class. No, sir.
Yeah?
You told that this test is completed in previous class.
Yeah, yeah.
Section F,
Yeah?
section F, B5 1.
You are 5-1.
Is this correct only? So I am listening.
No, no, I didn't understand. Me?
I am section F, sir. B5 1.
Yeah, P 5/1. Yeah, no issue. You're welcome.
But it's not completed in previous class. That's why I'm asking.
This was not dealt in previous class, but from last 1 week, I am explaining the same concept for E section. For E section, this is over. But some of the students are there from E section. For them, I am saying.
I'm in correct track, sir.
For F, correct batch only, nothing to worry. If there is any doubt, you can ask. Okay.
Correct only, sir. B5 1
Some
can
G
listen or
and
not.
F are listening this concept for the first time, and some are listening this concept for the second time.
Okay, sir.
Sir, explain
Okay.
once again for octal.
Octal, explain once
Sir,
again. Okay.
explain octal number
See.
system, sir.
Yeah, take a decimal to octal. That is what we are doing. Now take a number. For example, here we are having 670. Now do the LCM part for this 670. Okay. Every time you are going to do LCM. So 670. Now, when you divide this 670 with 8, what is the quotient? You are going to get 83. And what is the remainder you are going to get?
6.
6. Okay. 83s are 664. 883s are 664. The remainder is 6. You are going to write the remainder here. Then do the LCM for 83 again. 8. 8 is 80, right? What is the remainder? Remainder is 3.
3.
Again do the LCM. That is 8. 1s are 8. What is the remainder? 2. Okay. So this is how you are going to do the LCM. Coming to here, the same thing is done here. So after doing this, what you need to do? You need to write from bottom to top. Okay. So what is that you are going to take? First you are going to take value 1. Then you are going to take value 2. Value 3. Then value 6. So what is the octal equivalent of decimal value 670? That is 1, 2, 3 and 6 to the base 8. 1, 2, 3, 6 to the base 8. The same thing is represented in division form. Okay. For your understanding, I am giving these many ways. Now, the same example. What we are doing here, we are 670 divided by 8. We are dividing by 8, not with 2, because it is octal conversion. If it is binary conversion, you are going to write here 2. If it is hexadecimal conversion, you are going to write here 16. So if you divide 670 by 8, 83 is quotient, 6 is the remainder. Again, take this 83, the same thing that we have done in LCM. 83 divided with 8. We got quotient as 10, 3 as remainder. Take this 10 again, divide it with 8. You got 1 as quotient, 2 as remainder. Take this 1 again. In LCM, we stopped here. But in division process, you need to do it again till you get the quotient value as 0. You need to repeat this. What you need to do? You need to write from bottom to top. So the answer is 1, 2, 3, 6 to the base 8. Any doubts here now?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Sir,
No,
Yeah.
sir.
Elma.
sir,
Yes, go on.
how should we find that the given number is binary or octal?
See, here you are going to have base number. Here you are having base number. Can you see here 670 to the base 10?
For
670
binary
to the base
also
10.
there is no, sir.
In binary number, there is no 6, there is no 7, there is only ones and zeros. In binary number system,
No,
you
sir.
don't have
In
670.
binary, you gave one number and we should convert into binary. You said no, sir.
Yeah.
10.25 to the base 10.
Yes.
Then in that problem also to the base 10 is there, no, sir.
Yes.
Binary number base 2.
Yeah, for binary number, you'll be having base 2. What we are going to do is, we are taking one example. 670 to the base 10 we are taking, that is in decimal format, we are converting into octal or binary. Okay, that is the example, that's it. We can't identify a number by seeing. For example, if you see 670, is it decimal number system or octal or hexadecimal? I don't know. Octal number system has 0 to 7. So 670 is having 0 to 7, right? 6 is under 0 to 7. 7 is under 0 to 7 and 0 is under 0 to 7. I can call this as an octal number system. And hexadecimal number system is having 0 to 9. Then A to F. Can I call this
16.
number as hexadecimal? Yes. Can I call this as a decimal number system? Yes. Can I call this as octal number system? Yes. But what makes the difference? The thing that makes the difference is this base value 10. If you are writing base 10, it is decimal. If you write base 8, it is octal. If you write base 16, it is hexadecimal. That is the only identification for number system. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Yes, sir.
Even suppose you are having 101, whether 101 is a decimal number or a binary number.
Binary number.
Binary number.
See, 101 is a binary number. 101 is a decimal number. 101 is a hexadecimal number. 101 is a octal number. So,
Yes, sir.
yes, anything it may be. But if you write to the base 2,
It's binary.
if you write to the base 2, then only it is called as binary. For 101, if you write to the base 8,
Octal.
Octal.
if you write 101 for base 16,
Hexa.
Hexadecimal.
Hexa.
If you write 101 for base 10,
Decimal.
understood? The base value gives its base number type. The base value gives it the number type. Okay. In this example, we are writing 67 to the base 10. So we are having a base value called as 10. So this base 10 says that this number is a decimal number system. We are going to convert it into a octal number system or a binary number system or a hexadecimal. Okay. Clear?
Okay, sir.
That the example is clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Now let us see that example of 10.25. How we are doing that? 10.25. So now what we need to do? We need to divide the 10.25. 10 separately, 0.25, 25 separately. Okay, same process. Divide 10 separately, 0.25 separately. So what we got? 10 to the base 10 is equal to 1 to the base 8. Okay, divide 10 with 8. Do the LCM part. 10 divided by 8. What we are going to get? 8 ones are 8. And what is the remainder? Okay, so you are going to write from bottom to top. So the answer is 1 2 to the base 8. 1 2
Hello.
8. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Sir, once 10 divide and show, sir.
Yeah. Divide 10 and show 1.
Once 10 divided. Yes, sir.
Now let us do the division part. Control 2. Where is my mouse? Once divide. Yeah, we are taking 10. We are dividing 10 with 8. So what you are going to get? 8 ones are 8. Is that right? What is the remainder? 2. Now you got quotient as 1, right? Now take the 1, divide it with 8. 8 zeros are 0. Remainder is 1. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please mute yourself. Somebody is talking there. So what is the last reminder that we got? Can you see the reminder?
1.
1. Before that, what is the reminder we got? 2. Okay, so take the number 1 first, then 2.
Yes, sir.
My mouse is not moving.
The base here.
Okay, so what is the value you got? You got 1, then 2. So 1 2 to the base 8 is equal to 10 to the base 10. 10 to the base 10 is equal to 1 2 to the base 8. Is that clear, this part?
Yes, sir.
Yes, very good. Now coming to fraction part, what we said, already we got 1 2. Then after that dot, keep a dot. Now what is that 0.25? You got 0.25. 0.25 into 8. What is equal to 0.25 into 8?
2.
0.25 into 8 equal to 2.00. Is that right? 2.00. What we need to do? We need to stop when after 0.00. So the answer is 12.0, not 12.0. It is 12.2. Directly we got, no iteration was there. If you repeat for one more time, then you need to write 02. Here directly you are going to write 12.2. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
So that is this particular part. 0.25 into 10 is equal to 0.2 to the base 8. That's how we got. Why? We have multiplied directly 0.25 into 8. We got directly 2.0. So we directly got 0 after dot. So we are going to stop. Directly we are going to write this 2 over here. So you got finally 12.2 to the base 8. Any doubts here?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Very good.
Sir,
Yeah.
They will be asking to convert a decimal to octadecimal, sir. Question.
Nobody is going to ask. Just for your information, I am saying. Okay. You have to take one example. If you get a question in exam, number system, you need to take one example, convert it into binary. You need to take one example, convert it into octal, convert it into hexadecimal. That's it.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Okay,
Good question.
thank you.
Those who are good students, they will ask these type of questions. What will be there in the exam pattern? Very good. Good approach. Now let us go to the reverse one. That is octal decimal. If you are going to get an octal number system, how you are going to deal with that? So the same process, you will be getting 8 to the power of 0, 8 to the power of 1, 8 square, 8 cube, 8 to the power of 4, 8 to the power of 5. Okay. Multiply this, add this. What you need to do, whatever may be the digit, you need to add. And what you need to do, you need to multiply with whatever the value, Okay, let us see one example for this. Just a second. Just escape twice. Where we are? Yeah, here we are, right? No.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So what we got now, 12.2 to the base 8. What we got is 12.2 to the base 8. Now before 12, 2 digits are there. Before point, we are having only 2 digits, 1 and 2. Yes, that 2 represents here and that 1 represents here. Now you need to start from 8 to the power of 0 into 2. 8 to the power of 1 into 1. First digit 2. The rightmost digit, most significant bit and least significant bit. Least significant bit here is 2 and most significant bit is 1. You need to take the most significant bit 2 and multiply with 8 to the power of 0. Then add 8 to the power of 1 into 1. So what is 8 to the power of 0? Anything to the power of 0 is 1. Anything
Yes,
to the power of 0 is 1. 2 into 1, you are going to get the result as 2 plus 8 to the power of 1, 8. 1 into 8, 8. So you are going to get 8 plus 2, that is equal to 10. Am I clear till this part?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Then 2 into 8 to the power of minus 1, because after dot you are going to use minus values. You are getting after dot you are getting 2. 2 into 8 to the power of minus 1, that is equal to 0.25. 0.5 in 0.25 is the value. So finally you are going to get 10.25 as the result. Any doubts here?
No, sir.
No,
Same
sir.
like binary number system, same thing. Instead of 2 to the power of 0, 2 to the power of 1, 2 to the power of minus 1, here you are having 8 to the power of 0 and 8 to the power of 1, 8 to the power of minus 1. Basic mathematics. Okay. Now let us go to the next line, hexadecimal. Now coming to hexadecimal number system, see these values. Hexadecimal value starts from 0 to 9, then A to F. Whereas decimal number system is 0 to 15. 15 is equal to F in hexadecimal. 14 is equal to E. 13 is equal to D. 12 equal to C. 11 equal to B. 10 equal to A. The rest of the numbers remain same. Okay. In the same fashion, whenever you are converting a hexadecimal to decimal, you need to multiply with 16 power 0, 16 power 1, 16 to 2, up to 16 to the power of n. Is this slide clear?
Yes, sir.
Hexadecimal number, equivalent decimal number. We are having 0 to 9, A to F in hexadecimal. Total 16 digits. 16 different digits. Now, same concept here we are having in a box format. A box format, same division. So what we are doing, we are taking the example of 7562. 7562 to the base 10. We want to convert that into hexadecimal. How you are going to do? Just concentrate. First, we need to divide by 16. 756, 7562 by 16. What is the quotient? 472. 16, 472s are 10 is the remainder. Okay. Then 472, take the 472, then divide with 16. 29 is the quotient, 8 is the remainder. Take the 29, divide by 16. 16 ones are 16. 13 is the remainder. Take that one, divide by 16, 0. Once you get the quotient as 0, stop there. Okay, 472 is taken here, 29 is taken here, 1 is taken here. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now, very good. Same division, LCM, everything same. I have represented in a box format, nothing to worry. Now, see here, we got the remainder as 10, 8, 13 and 1. We need to go from top to bottom. Okay, so what we got? 1, 13, 8 and 10. In hexadecimal, we don't have 13. What is 13 equivalent in hexadecimal?
D.
0 to 9, then A
D.
to F. Yeah?
D.
D. So what you need to write? Write the 1 as it is. Write the in place of 13, write D. In place of 8, write 8. In place of 10, write A. So your answer is 1D8A. Is that right? 1D8A. So the answer is 1D8A. Okay. Any doubts here? Same LCM, same division part, but the only thing what you need to concentrate is here decimal number what you got as a reminder. But in hexadecimal you don't have 13, write the equivalent as D. In hexadecimal you don't have 10, write the equivalent as A. So the answer is 1D8A from bottom to top. 1D8A. Okay. So the reverse. If you are having a hexadecimal 7DE, what you have to do? The same thing, 16 to the power of 0 into E, 16 to the power of 1 into D, 16 to the power of 2 into 7. Okay, 16 to the power of 0 into 14. Why you are writing E is equal to 14? When you are doing multiplication, you cannot write E into 16 to the power of 0. You need to convert that into equivalent decimal. The previous slide we have seen the box. What is A? 10, B? 11, C? Like that. Okay. Here you got E. So replace the E with 14 value. 14 into 16 to the power of 0. Then 13 into 6 to the power of 1. Then 7 into 16 to the power of 2. Is that clear here? Anyone is having a doubt in the first line? 7 into 6 to the power of 2. 13 into 6 to the power of 1. And 14 into 16 to the power of 0.
No, sir.
Rest you know. Multiply, add, multiply, add. One show the previous slide, sir. Don't worry. I'll be sharing the
Third
video.
step, sir.
Yeah.
Third step.
First step or last step?
Third step.
Now, coming to first step, you are having 7DE. What is E? What is D? You need to convert into decimal number system before multiplying, because E alphabet you cannot multiply. A, B, C, D, E, F are alphabets. You cannot multiply the alphabets. So in the place of E, what you need to write is equivalent of E. What is equivalent of E? Go to the previous slide. Now, yeah, if we concentrate here, we are having E value as 14, D value as 13. Yeah, E value as 14, D value as 13. Otherwise, you can recollect. After 9, you will be getting A, B, C, D, E, F. That is how you need to recollect. So E value is 14, D value is 13. So here you are going to replace this E value with 14. Then replace the D value with 13. Same thing, 16 to the power of 0 into 14 plus 16 to the power of 1 into 13 plus 16 into 7. 16 to the power of 2 into 7. 7 is anyhow decimal as well as hexadecimal. So don't worry, just write down 7 into 16 to the power of 2. Then you know 16 to the power of 0 is 1, 16 to the power of 1 is 16, 16 square is 256. 16 square is 256. Just multiply them, add them. Multiply them and add them. You will be getting 2014, 2014 in decimal number system. 7DE to the base 16 is equal to 2014. Any doubts here?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
Great. So this ends our number system. So apart from this, we are also having ASCII values, American Standard Code for Information Exchange. American Standard Code for Information Exchange. Now, if you see here, you can write down on a paper or somewhere else the ASCII value of capital A. Can you see here capital A? 65 to the last.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Capital A ASCII value is 65 and small a ASCII value is 97. Small a ASCII value is 97. If you concentrate, the ASCII value of number 1 is 49. Note down these numbers. Number 1 is 49. ASCII value of A is 65. Small a is 97. So these things are required in some requirements whenever you get. Well, while writing a program, what is the ASCII value of A? If you want to check whether the input given to a user is by a user is small letter or a capital letter, then you need to use the ASCII values. We'll see this in our next class. Okay. Now, apart from this, we are having these many different numbers in ASCIIs. 0 represents null, start of header, start of text, everything is given in notes, nothing to worry. Okay, I'll share this in the notes.
Sir, we should remember, sir.
Yeah, these letters, whatever I just said, no. What is the ASCII value of number 1? 49. Not 1, you need to recollect 0, 48. ASCII value of capital A, 65. ASCII value of small a, 97. These things you need to recollect. Next. Now, apart from this, we are having ISKI, Indian Script Code for Information Exchange. This is based on Devanagari Hindi Lipi. This is based on Devanagari Hindi Lipi. Only Indians are going to use, as of now, Indian Script Code for Information Interchange. Some alphabets are there. If you just concentrate, here we are having Hindi alphabets. A, I, E, Kakha. So if you want to print Hindi alphabets, the alphabet A starts from 905. But we are not going to work as of now on this number system. Okay, just for your information that we also have our Indian number system. Then we are having Unicode characters. These codes you are going to use in while creating a HTML page or by using Word, etc. These are called as Unicode characters. If you write an alphabet and select a particular font, then you will be getting different symbols. Like this, you will be getting different symbols. This is also not there in the syllabus, just for your information. Unicode characters. For every number, you will be having some value associated with this. Now, if you see this umbrella, can you see this umbrella?
The voice breaking.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, this umbrella symbol 9730. 9730, which is in hexadecimal format. 9730 is equal to this umbrella design. Like this, you will be having many Unicode characters which you are going to study in your BTech. So this is what you have learned. You have learned in computer number system, what is the base value, decimal number system, binary number system, hexadecimal number system, then ASCII, ISKI, Unicode. Okay, these are what we have studied in this particular. Now give me the answers. Open your chat window. Don't unmute yourself and type the answer in chat window. So, what is the binary equivalent of 8? 1, 2, 4, 8. Good, 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 great. Wow, lovely. Now the next question is, what is the decimal equivalent of alphabet A? Decimal equivalent of alphabet A.
10.
Tell what is the decimal equivalent by seeing a number. Okay. Now let us stop here. Can you tell me what is the decimal equivalent of 101? Can you tell me the decimal equivalent of 101?
5.
5. 2 to the power of 0 plus 2 to the power of 1 into 0 plus 2 to the power of 2 into 1. You need to get in mind 1, 2, 4, 16, 32, 64. That is what you need to get. 1, 2, 4, 8. Wherever 1 is there, add it. 1 plus 4 you need to add. 1, 2, 4, 8. Okay, good, great. Now, let us go to the next. Before that, I hope let us take a break. We are going to meet after 10 minutes. Exactly at 3, we are going to meet. What is the time now?
2:43.
43. Okay.
243.
Within 15 minutes, we are going to meet. Okay, take a break, come back soon. And I want all the
Okay, sir.
103 participants, because we are going to start the concept called as algorithms.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Sir, same link,
Next
sir.
concept called
Okay,
as
sir.
algorithms.
Sir, next